Left has their get out the vote machine now. We need ours. That's why the single most important thing you can do to save our country is go to keepamericaamerica.com. That's keepamericaamerica.com and become a volunteer in the biggest get out the vote effort in history. You'll be given tasks that can make a difference in November. Do a little, do a lot, but please do your part. Go to keepamericaamerica.com now. That's keepamericaamerica.com.
Welcome to the SBA Weekly Business Tip. I'm Martin Short with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Virginia Richmond District Office. There are primarily 4 ways to fund your business. One way is self-funding or bootstrapping. Self-funding can come from family, friends, using your savings accounts, or even tapping into your 401k. With self-funding, you retain complete control over the business, but you also take on all the risk. Be careful not to spend more than you can afford. To learn more, visit us at sba.gov/VA. We're here to help you start, grow, expand, or recover.
Does your home need a makeover? If so, refresh with quality with LA Labor and Painting, LLC. They make your home sparkle and be the envy of the community. They are masters at interior and exterior painting, drywall. They clean decks. They landscape and remove items you wish were gone. The bottom line is, they refresh with quality, provide professional service, and follow all guidelines regarding COVID-19. Call today to make your home sparkle. You can reach LA Labor by calling 804-972-8014. Call today for the On the Mic with Mike discount. When you mention the program, you'll receive 20% off of the beautification of your most prized possession. Call LA Labor and Painting today at 804-972-8014.
Thank you, attorneys Justin Lauder and Chris Gatewood at Threshold Counsel PC for sponsoring this program. They offer startup, business, and intellectual property services for innovative and growing organizations. You can find them online at threshold.cc.
Are you tired of dating online? Bloom Matchmaking offers a safe and effective alternative. Every match is vetted and background checked. Bloom Matchmaking offers a personalized experience just for you. Check us out at bloommatchmaking.com or give us a call at 804-205-5063. Let Bloom take the stress out of dating. Mention On the Mic with Mike and receive 20% off. That number again is 804-205-5063. Bloom Matchmaking, where love grows.
Mike with Mike from Michael Mikes. From the Michael Mikes. Michael Mikes. My name is Isabella and you're listening to My King Biz. Hubby, that's my scampi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. It is the premier social business enterprise show in the Richmond area. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. We're here daily with you from 1 to 2 on WJFN Radio, 100.5, 92.7, 820 AM. You can reach us by calling 804-778-8888. Al Green's on the wheels of steel. I'd like to thank James Harris for coming in, talking about his movement. With us right now, we have Yemaja Jubilee. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So now people have told me I had to talk to you forever. So here you are. So you're an author, a speaker, you're just a creative consultant.
Yes.
And so you're also the co-founding director of Cultural Libations.
Yes.
Okay, we got to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
So tell a little bit about your story, and then we're going to take you, this isn't hard-hitting the newscast. We're going to hear talking to you about what you do and this movement and journey that you've taken yourself on and you take people on, and being a creative spirit.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I am a creative spirit. I'm an energetic being that's empowered by all that's in the universe, and it just flows through me.
Okay, we got to stop you right there. Were you always that energetic and creative and a positive force of energy?
Well, I tell you, at 16 years old, I wrote my first poem called Where Have All the Christian Folk Gone? They Sure Ain't Gone to No Heavenly Home.
Okay, all righty. Now, we want to get your attention there, so we got it now.
I tell you.
So what was the driving force behind that poem?
Well, I lived in a community where there was a juke joint, okay? And it was down the road from the house where I was not allowed at 16 to go in.
Okay.
So what I did was I would peep out of my bedroom window and I could hear B.B. King and all the blues, and I saw all the deacons going in there. And
You seen the deacons going
I
in?
saw the deacons going in there.
Okay, there we go, Al. There you go. Okay. So the deacons are going in the juke joint.
Yes, they were going into Jupiter and coming out, and then I would see them going into the ABC store in Drake's Branch, Virginia, with these, and what I describe it in the poem is they would be coming out with larger bags and larger bags. And then I'd go to church on Sunday morning, and they'd be sitting in the amen corner saying, well, well, well. I mean, just, it was so hypocritical. And it really, so what I did, I went to the Rexall drugstore and I bought myself one of them little pink diaries, and I wrote in it because I was not allowed to say it because you were to be seen and not heard, okay?
Yes. We definitely grew up at a time like that.
Yes.
So I come from a real religious family. A bunch of my people are preachers. My
Yes.
sister's one. The Army got me.
Okay.
So the Army got me. So, but it always is the things that's putting you the early part, the foundation, and then you start questioning. So you see them going into the ABC store. You
Yes.
see them going to the juke joint, and
Yes.
then you see them going into church.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, and you write a poem.
Yes.
And can you give us a little bit of the poem?
Okay, the little bit of the poem where it starts, it said, where have all the Christian folk gone? They sure ain't gone to no heavenly home. And why, I saw Reverend Lackadoo the other night going in and coming out. Was that Sister Sally Sue house he was at the day before? Yes, I think it was. And he was shoving money in her pocket. And he was saying things that are words that I dare not repeat. And he said, she sure know how to make a man feel the Holy Ghost from her head down to her toe. So that's
Okay. So, so that is written, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did your parents ever see that?
No. I kept that poem for 20 years.
Okay.
I kept it for 20 years. And what happened was I had a collection of poems that I kept for over 20 years that were in there. Some of them are very raw, but they're honest and authentic, about what I was going through. Poetry was my way of processing my life on paper. Okay?
When you write something, so my mom passed away, and I wrote a whole bunch of things down. When you write, do you go back and read it?
Yes.
Then or later?
Well, it depends on what I'm writing for and what the poem is about. Now, like last week, I wrote 8 poems last week. Okay?
Where do you get the inspiration for the poems? Just in life?
Well, my dad inspired 3 of the poems that I wrote last. My dad is 93. He's a minister.
I should have known. I should have known. PKs are always.
I'll tell you.
Shout out to the preacher's kids.
And so what happened was, just to give you a short synopsis of what happened, I went down to visit him in the place that I was just telling you about, where the juke joint used to be.
Yes.
I went home to visit him, and I went by to see him, and he kept saying, preachers preaching, and he was talking about people being saved, and that stayed in my head, preachers preaching, and I'm saying, okay, and I let it go. But then I had to go to South Boston to get some gas, and then I had to stop the car, stopped at the Dollar General store, and put my phone on, and a whole poem came to me. The first poem came to me was, come on down the aisle, come on down the aisle with a smile, and sit on the mourner's bench. So it's a trilogy about coming to Christ, and it's got a beat and a rhythm to it, right? And it talks about preachers preaching, let God save your soul. Deacon saying, amen, amen, in the amen corner. Sister shouting, you can't make me doubt him. It goes like that, right? That was the first poem. The second poem, I had an idea because I'm writing a book with Martha High, who's the goddess of soul. It's called Soul to Soul. I'm doing the poetry and she's doing the painting. And what happened was, I knew that there's a 3 segment. There's coming to the mourner's bench, there's baptism, and then there's the right hand of fellowship, right? Okay. So I went back to the house with my dad to talk to him, because he's a minister. He could give me all the details, and what I grew up doing the same thing. But I stayed up to like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Sunday, early Monday morning, and I wrote well, God wrote them because I sit down and put my pen to the paper.
You're just a vessel.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Okay, so folks, the voice you're listening to is Yemaja Jubilee, a creative spirit, and I'm glad that she's bringing a positive energy to the program. I mean, with these crazy days, we definitely need this. So for all you folks who are out there who don't believe what's going on, take a listen. You know, take out the pen and paper and take notes. One of the things is, and you're listening to On the Mic with Mike, that's me, and that's Yemaja Jubilee right here with us. One of the great parts about being creative and a spiritual person, I guess it's great. It's hard because everybody doesn't get it. Like my wife is a spiritual person. She gets a lot of things in. Mm-hmm. For folks who don't get it, it's hard for us to process and see the things that the spiritual type people see and get and understand it, because some people just believe what's in front of them.
Yeah.
I was kind of like that person.
Okay.
And so when the person says, I have a feeling, or I don't know about this, or all those things, then it turns into, so a person would be like, well, how do you know those things? So you're saying you ride along and you get the thought.
Yep. And I've learned I don't get the thought but one time. It don't come through but one time. And if I don't write it down, I've learned to put my pen to the paper and write it down, or put my phone on now and just let it come through. And let it come through until it finishes itself. And it's amazing. And I love it. It's so creative, and it's so connected to God. It really is. It's a spiritual thing.
Okay, what do you think that makes Richmond such a place for creators?
Well, who said it was?
Okay, well, tell me about it. Do the creative folks stand out from? How were you? Were you misunderstood being a creative as well?
Yes, very much so. I was told I was crazy.
Okay, yes,
I was told that I was insane and that I had sold my soul to the devil.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, I was going to go to hell. That I was going to burn in hellfire and brimstone with some of the things that I was saying.
Were you guys holiness?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Alrighty. So here, how do you turn all of that into a business? So this is a business show. So you have a stage play. How do you take, or you have the ideas? You take your journal and you write them down.
Yes.
And you put them away. How do they turn into a book?
They turn into a book with people like Kim Ely, okay?
Shout out to Kim Ely. She is crazy. Truly, shout out to Kim. So she was on here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Kim Ely, because she's my publisher.
Okay. And you know what she talked about? Well, she talked about working with people with spirits, and you guys would have a similar personality.
Yes.
And so, we're going to get off that. But shout out to Kim Ely. Okay, so how you take that, you go to her, you have an idea.
Yes.
And it turned into a book.
What happened was she helped me edit the book. I got an artist to illustrate all the significant pictures that go with the poems in it. And she put, I had someone to help me format the book. She did a lot of the work and helped me get the book published.
Okay, so you got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, I
now,
do.
Talk a little. Okay, so folks, the time is 1:45. The program's On the Mic with Mike. Yemaja Jubilee here with me. Talk a little bit about Black Wall Street, the money, the music, and the people.
Oh, yeah, I did that project with Rebecca Lynn Pierce, who is she's a movie producer. She's a professor. She's a very another creative person.
Okay.
And she had this idea she wrote a book about 2nd Street, and did a lot of research. She's a historical person that writes from historical perspective. So she wrote the book, and then she decided to turn it to a movie. All right? And my partner, Elroy Boyd III, he's a actor, and he's a professor at Virginia State University and Virginia Union University.
Okay.
So all of us getting together with all the people that we know, and I was co-producer for that and wrote the theme song with Elroy Boyd. And Elroy Boyd's 93-year-old mother, we wrote the theme song and recorded it with the Jelly Beans. I forgot, we named the group the Jelly Beans, right? And that was a great success. We co-produced that movie, all right?
And when was that?
Oh, I guess it's been about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Okay, so you take an idea and you bring in creators. You guys find each other. You bring creators in. It's a power of partnerships.
Yes.
Alrighty, folks, the time is 1:47. As I said, we got to go away and take a listen to our sponsors and advertisers because they help us stay on the air to talk to great guests like this. We'll be back on the other side. Thanks now.
Hi, Chef Michelle here of Ma Michelle's Cafe, home of the Soul Rolls, located at 10811 Whole Street Road. Give us a call at 804-912-1644 or order online at mamichelle's.com. Ask about our off-site catering options as well as our online ordering through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Follow us on all social media at Ma Michelle's Cafe. That's Ma Michelle's, Soul south of the James. Mention Mike on the mic and get a free dessert on us. Special rules apply.
Do you want a crystal clear picture of your finances? Dial 804-601-0532 and schedule your free financial review with Crystal Clear Financial Solutions. Find us online at crystalclearfinancialsolutions.com.
Before and after the salon has been active in the Richmond, Virginia community, providing hairstyling services for over 10 years. Before and After is located in downtown Richmond at 1917 West Carey Street. Specializing in weaves, extensions, and growing healthy hair, Before and After provides a full suite of hair care services. Expert stylists Michelle Smith and Alicia Clark are well trained to meet your styling needs at Before and After the salon.
Hi, my name is Catrice Roots, CEO of Catrice Roots Productions. Are you looking for a videographer to film advertisements for your business, weddings, special events, and many other activities? Then I am the person you want to contact. Contact me by my email at catriceRootsProductions@gmail.com. Also visit my website at catriceRootsProductions.com. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Catrice Roots.
Hi, I'm Roby Martin with CBS 6 Eat It, Virginia, and I was just on the mic with Mike, which is AM 820 and FM 92.7. Me, Mike, Marcy, talking about all things Richmond. Tune in, man, tune in!
Oh, hello. I'm Louise Keaton from the Whistle Stop Theater Company. You're listening to On the Mic with Mike.
Every day
at 1 p.m. Cheers.
Welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. The time is 1:50. The program is On the Mic with Mike, WJFN Radio, 100.5, 92.7, 820 AM. It is a place where the game changers come to chat. With us, we have Yemaja Jubilee, author, creator, spirit writer, the director of the Cultural Libations.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what that is.
A Cultural Libation is an organization where we, Elroy Boyd III is my partner. He's a professor of pop culture. He's also a teacher at Virginia State and Virginia Union.
We got to get him into the program and talk about those things.
Yeah, and he has his own radio show, Monday Night Madness, on Studio W.Buzz, which I am a creative consultant for that station, right?
Okay.
And he talks about musicology, okay? But him and I came together about 5 or 6 years ago, and I like to write, and he likes to write. And we don't like writing and putting things on stage that somebody else writes.
So you guys are doing your own thing?
Yeah, we write everything. We had this awesome show about James Brown. We've done James Brown. We've done Minnie Riperton. We've done Blues Gal. Look, we've done a lot of different plays, and we always put them on at Unity Church, Unity of Richmond Church, and Acts of Faith chose that book I said I wasn't going to tell nobody.
Oh, yeah.
That was our first play because it was my poems that he turned into a choreo poem, okay?
A what?
A choreo poem where you have songs. I wrote songs in there, right? Mm-hmm. And put them in with it, and it's performed and acted out. Each poem was read, and each act, there were 7 actresses because all of them played 7 Yoruba goddesses, right? Because my name is Yemaja, right? And he hooked all of that up together, and it got selected by the Acts of Faith in 2015. We went to Charlottesville with it. We went to the Black Theater Festival in Washington, D.C. with it. We put that on. That was our first production, okay? The next one we did was Minnie Riperton. And what we do is we research a character. We research and we sit down and write it, okay? We write every single word, every step, and then we have auditions, and we hold people. You have understudies. In that particular play, we had a whole lot of trouble. We had to have an understudy, and the main character didn't work out. We had drama, because a lot of people have drama, you know.
Yes, people do. Yeah, we are living in a time where some people have some drama.
Yeah, and so what we did was we used the understudy for that. Angela Crawley did an excellent job of playing Minnie Riverton and singing Minnie Riverton songs. So we wrote that, and then it got to be fun, so we go to the next one. So every year, Blues Gals was the last one that we wrote and put on stage because we had gone to see the Bessie Smith movie.
Okay.
And we thought about the men get a whole lot of play for the blues today, right? So we're going to write something with all women in it. Like showing that Big Mama Thornton, she wrote You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, right? She wrote that song, and Elvis just took it and put his swing on it and made a whole lot of money. But she was the first one that did that song, You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. And we had...
That does sound like a song that a woman would write.
Well, it's something that was written... Maybe she didn't write it. Maybe somebody else co-wrote it or something with her.
But it sounds like something a woman would say.
Yeah.
And thought process.
Yeah. And she was one, we paid homage to all the women of blues, a lot of them, okay? Just a lot of them in that play. And then we had a live band, everything back up with that. And so our stage plays are very popular because we don't charge. Because we do service to the community and the church allows us to be there, we're not about so much as making money, but because we're creative, and you go...
And you guys got to get it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the creative side of you, that's the one great thing about this program. Folks, on the mic with Mike, you never know what you're going to get here. One day we're talking SBA, small business loans. We got presidential candidates calling in, ones that people hadn't heard of. We have all types. What we're doing is bringing to you a slice of Richmond and the area and things that people find interesting, and I thank you guys for tuning in. Let people know how they can find and get information about you before we go on anymore.
Well, you can go on Facebook, Yemaja Jubilee, and also Cultural Libations on Facebook as well. And my website is www.lovelightandpositivity.com. And my phone number is 434-808-2472. And I'm at Yemaja Jubilee on Twitter and Yemaja Jubilee, I forget what the other one is. But anyway, Instagram. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Tell a little bit about Yemaja, what the meaning there.
Yemaja name comes from the Yoruba tradition, West African tradition, and God gave me that name in a dream, all right? And that's the last poem in the book, Couldn't Keep It to Myself, which is available on Amazon.com. And I was looking for a name because every name that I was given from birth on out didn't fit. And even after having marriages, I still wasn't satisfied.
Okay, so what did your mom and daddy say when you out there trying to think of changing names?
Oh, my God. My mama said, I didn't give you that name, gal. I didn't give you, that ain't the name I gave you.
I was kind of wondering. I'm not an expert, but I was thinking that's where they went.
Yeah, they went there with it. But see, I had to, I've learned to stand my ground and embrace my uniqueness. And Yemaja is my name. And they can call me, anybody can call me. I've been called out of my name many, many, many times, and I'm not going to mention them on the show. But
that's true, because we do have a license and we're trying to hold on to. Thank you.
But Yemaja is a God-given, I got it in a dream, and God said, the angels that were in the dream etherically said to me, and telepathically said to me, your name is now Yemaja. And I've never been the same since. And I own every piece and every essence. Be bold, go out and stand in who you are, stand in my uniqueness, and express it to the world.
Okay, so people a lot of times, now that's something, people don't have that confidence to do that, I'm sure you've taken a lot going with the ideas and the creative indifference that you have. A lot of people don't have that backbone. Give people an idea of something that could help them embrace who they are.
Okay, the first thing that I did in embracing who I am was I sat down and I wrote, I am bold. I didn't write I am bold. I am beautiful, and I'm made in the image and likeness of the Creator, and I'm wonderfully and marvelously made. And I work with affirmation. I used to walk the hills when I lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I would walk up the hills and say that to myself, and get on the top of the hill and just declare it and embrace it. Write it before I go to bed. If you put things in your brain before you go to bed, if you write them down, what you desire to be, and what you want to be and what you are becoming, because we're always becoming, always. I would write them down, put them under my pillow, all right? And then I'd get up the next day, I'm remembering them. I'm remembering that I am beautiful, that I am bold, that I am empowered, that I am all that the Creator would have me to be. And it takes practice, okay? But also it takes to have a support. First the thing, you got to drop them friends that telling you ain't nothing.
That is true.
Okay?
Because they will.
And that's the other thing that I did. I stopped hanging out with people that would tell me that I wasn't this and I wasn't that. And I stopped listening to, number 3, the opinions of other people about what I ought to be doing, how I ought to be doing it. And I asked God. I journal a lot. I do forest bathing. And forest bathing through this pandemic has really sustained me. I sit in the hours 3 and 4. Before I came over here to you, that's where I was.
Okay, real quick, we got to go. But what is forest bathing?
Forest bathing is a Japanese practice where you go in and you walk through the forest and you take in all the energy from the trees and allow the trees' energy to come to you. I hug trees. I put my back on trees. I sit on rotten logs in the forest. I sit by the park bench and just sit and listen and allow the energy from around to just engross me.
All righty, folks, Yemaja Jubilee, thank you for coming in. One of the things about talking about people, brands, and what you do and how people can see it, I'd noticed you a while and I wanted to touch base, but people were telling me that I had to have you here. And that just says something about who you are, what you do, and how people take you. Real quick, let people know how they can find you once again.
You can find me on Facebook, Yemaja Jubilee. You can find me on Twitter at Yemaja Jubilee. You can find me on Instagram, Yemaja Jubilee. Website, www.lovelightandpositivity.com. Phone number 434-808-2472.
All righty, folks. Thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to On the Mic with Mike. It is the place where the game changers come to talk. Like I said, every day, take care of each other. Shout out to my wife as soon as it's over, baby, on the way home. We're out here trying to beat Corona. So don't fall for the foolishness, folks. Take care of each other. Thanks now. Take care.
This is WJFN Goochland, WJFN Chester, 100.5 FM, 92.7 FM, and AM 820.
California firefighters battling destructive new wildfires north of San Francisco as strong winds are fanning those flames. The fires erupted Sunday in the famed Napa-Sonoma wine region, forcing hasty neighborhood evacuations. The flames in wine country engulfed a winery and inn